So this lens is almost perfect. Like on my unofficial 5-point scale, it's a 4.5 out of 5. And actually for a lot of us, I'm gonna say like 93%, maybe we don't care about that missing 0.5 at all. So it may be perfect for you. For the other 7%, these are rough estimates, maybe you do care about my one critique, but even then it's still a 4.5 out of 5. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chris Hagan, a video producer and photographer in Portland, Oregon, and I'm talking about TTArtisan's 40mm f2. Not a new lens, but as of today, it is now available in silver, and I think it's beautiful. It was just available in black before. TTArtisan sent me a silver copy of the Z-mount version to test out for the last month or so, and I've been a big fan of just about everything, and we're gonna cover all of it. Now, when I say it's a near perfect lens, I mean in the context of how it's likely going to be used, which we'll get to as well, and how much it costs. It's $168, and a full-frame autofocused fast aperture prime lens at that price is just about unheard of, which is a huge draw for this lens. One of my favorite features is the aperture ring. This is what we wanted to see in Nikon's 40mm f2 Special Edition. The ring on the TTArtisans is clicked and feels great to use, maybe the favorite of any lens I've ever used because I feel like it really audibly clicks. Like, let me see if you can hear this on the microphone as I twist it. I don't know how much of that you can pick up, but I mean, this thing is the full tactile experience that a lot of us love, and it adds an extra something special when you're shooting with it. Of course, you can set it to auto as well and just operate the aperture by way of the dials on your camera, but it's just not quite as fun that way. Other than that, there's a focus ring, and that's it. Very minimal. But in silver, I like it that way. I think it would be perfect on the new Silver ZS that Nikon released earlier this fall. It would also go well with the silver version of Sony's A7C II, and it's available for the L mount as well, and would probably pair nicely with a lot of those cameras too, though it's worth noting that it's not compatible with all of Leica's L mount cameras, so you'll just want to check on that if you're thinking about buying this one. But to be honest, I think I still prefer it on a black camera, specifically the ZF. I think the lens stands out more in a good way, and I think it just elevates the whole camera package in general. How about the photos, though? The stuff that really matters. No real complaints from me. I mean, if you like the 40mm focal length, there you go. It's like TTArtisan saw what Nikon did well with theirs and said, we can do that too, and we'll give you the aperture ring you've been asking for. The TTArtisan 40 had plenty of center sharpness, especially as a lens that I just use for everyday walk around kind of use. The vignetting is similar to Nikon's 40, noticeable sometimes at f2, but quickly cleaned up as you close the lens down. Plus, I like a little bit of natural vignette in my edits and sometimes add a little bit more. As it goes with any lens, especially a prime on the ZF, you get some good light, and you get some great photos. The autofocus wasn't quite as snappy as Nikon's 40, but it's really not far off and probably not anything you'd notice unless you put them side by side, and I certainly didn't miss any shots because of it. Also, if you noticed any lens flaring or ghosting, that was a result of the UV filter I was using for most of these shots. Kind of dumb mistake on my part. It didn't happen often, but I just didn't want the lens catching any flack for things that weren't its fault. Although there was this kind of rainbow flare effect that showed up sometimes, and I do think that might have been a result of the lens and not the filter. Either way, I did think that looked cool. Without the filter, it did a good job minimizing those unwanted effects. Still, I did have to deduct points in other places, but probably not where you're thinking. First of all, the lens is not weather sealed, but you know what? Neither are other lenses that cost 2 or 3 times as much. Also, I did see someone post a photo of their TTArtisan 40mm covered in snow, and it lived to see another day, at least according to them. And if I can find that post, I'll put it here, but just know there's that. I'm not knocking the lens for not being weather sealed at $168. The only thing that bothers me with this TTArtisan 40mm is the close focus distance. it's 40 centimeters. And let me be the first to say that that's really nitpicking. I don't think it's a true hindrance. It's more of a preference. Nikon's 40mm minimum focus distance is 29 centimeters, which is a significant difference. And with that, you get a really unique softness to the image when you're shooting at that distance. This is a completely average photo of nothing special, but I do like the way it rendered being so close to the cup. With the TTArtisan, you're just not going to get that. Now, is 40 centimeters close enough to capture details? I think it can be, but you may find yourself still wanting to crop in a little bit sometimes. Was I frustrated by needing to move back to get the subject in focus? Not too often, but it does kind of take away from what makes 40mm a good everyday focal length. With Nikon's 40 that does cost twice as much as TTArtisan's version, there are a handful of photos this year that I was able to get with that I may not have been able to make without a closer focus distance. Sony's 40mm f2.5 gets you even closer at 25 centimeters. So it's something to consider, but it's literally my only gripe, and it's certainly not a deal breaker, especially, again, within the context of this being a $168 full-frame fast aperture prime lens. Is having the closer focus distance and a little weather resistance from the Nikon worth doubling the price? That's subjective. To some, it will be, but I made a lot of great images with the TTArtisan 40, so don't let those things hold you back. And that brings me to my final point. A lens is what you make it. I point out the close focus distance because it's something that comes up with me using it as an everyday lens, taking pictures of whatever's in front of me. But for you, that minimum focus distance may be something you've literally never even thought about or considered or cared about. It may not even matter for how you use this lens. In the case of this one from TTArtisan, I'd also say don't let its low price tag be a deterrent either. And that sounds kind of weird to say, like, why would a low price tag scare you off from buying the lens? Well, I think because sometimes we see a cheap lens and say, what's the catch? Surely something must be wrong. There's no way something this inexpensive can compete with first-party glass. If you put it side by side with some of Nikon or Sony's best glass, like their S-Line or G-Master lenses, no, they're probably not as sharp. But this one from TTArtisan is certainly a bit lighter and smaller than a lot of the top-of-the-line full-frame lenses out there, and that comes with its advantages as well. My point is, it's a steal of a deal at less than $200, and if you don't have a 40mm lens and want to try something that can be a little more interesting than 35 or 50 sometimes, there's no reason not to start with at least a look at this one. And that's really all I got for the TTArtisan 40mm. The lens just does what it should at a great price. But if you do think I left something out, holler at me in the comments. Drop this video a like if you learned something, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this and a few lens comparisons on the way, and I'll see you next time.